guys. Black Scout Survival Late Night Live. Thanks for tuning in. Let's start off with some general housekeeping stuff, some random news before we get into today's meat and potatoes. A lot of people have been kind of, bouncing around on the internet after Vivek Ramaswamy's on stage appearance with Tucker Carlson about, hey, he might be the guy. He might be the guy. Well, just like everybody else, let's not jump the gun. Apparently, Vivek has a connection to George Soros. It isn't surprising at this point because, I mean, even Donald Trump has received money from George Soros. And I know some of you are going to be flipping out because you didn't watch my video. You should watch every video because I'll reference something I covered with receipts before, and you're like, where's that at? I don't have time to keep up with us, right? Keep up with speed. But anyway, I showed a video a month ago with receipts. Donald Trump did accept money from George Soros many years ago, but has some business dealings with him. But anyway, Vivek, you see this pdsoros.org, Soros Fellowship of Young America or New Americans. Vivek Ramaswamy is the founder and CEO of Roivant Sciences. Vivek was born in Cincinnati to Indian parents. In high school, he was class valedictorian. So again, don't miss an episode so you don't miss these things. But anyway, and so then there were some DMs right here asking him about his connection with George Soros, and he obviously denies it. And he goes on here and says, I have no affiliation with the Soros family or WEF. I stand against everything they are for. In fact, I'm suing the WEF. And he put a New York Post article there where don't use my name with the World Economic Forum because apparently, they throw up young leaders or something with his name. So he's suing them. But he says here, I received a scholarship to help pay for my law degree, and that's where the relationship ends. So anyway, that is his connection to him, and whether that, deters you or not, I just want to put it there for you to see it. So anyway, let's move on to something very a wild story right here. This guy, Private Travis King, 23-year-old U.S. Army soldier, fled to North Korea yesterday. Why the hell would you want to do that? But anyway, he had just recently spent 47 days in South Korean prison over assault charges regarding an incident with locals, and was supposed to be on a flight back to Fort Bliss, Texas, where he would face further judicial military punishment. He was pending administrative separation actions for the foreign conviction. He reportedly faced 2 assault allegations and was fined by South Korean court and also for damaging a police car. He was escorted to the airport and dropped off. However, he simply ditched past the security point and left the airport. He then joined a tour for the joint security area in the demilitarized zone. And so his mother says this is not like him. Of course, that's what the mothers always say. And just so you know, he was a cavalry scout and has been in the army since 2021. But here's a photo of him yesterday. A lady was taking a photo of the area, and he just so happened to be in it. And the lady's name is Sarah Leslie, a tourist from New Zealand, and he had just apparently bought some other people there in this tour, this DMZ hat he has on here. But he just took off from this crowd and ran across into North Korea. Again, why the hell would you do that? But North Korea has not issued a statement that they having anything about it. They deny no. Of course they're not going to come out and say they are. But I would say this: I encourage anyone out there that hates America, follow suit. Go to North Korea. They'll accept you with open arms. They'll probably use him as a propaganda piece, and we'll see. We'll see if life is going to be as great as he thinks it's going to be by defecting to North Korea. Anyway, guys, tonight's video is pretty serious. That's why I put a Mercy Live. We are entering into a new realm of tyranny. Now, it's been knocking on the door for quite a while, but we are entering in a new realm. And 3-letter agencies have been weaponized against American people. I mean, and it always starts that way. If you look at nations throughout history, And, the last video I did, towards the end of the video, I talked about a guy named Alex Becker and was talking about a video he'd done. And he said, basically, if you insulate yourself from the world, you sit home, you make a bunch of money, you don't have to worry about it. But if you remember that poem that I read whenever I talked about the NMN getting hold of your congressman, it was called I Need Your Help. And talking about Nazi Germany. And the guy was basically saying that, they came for everybody else. And because I wasn't part of those groups, I didn't worry about it. But eventually they came for me. And that's how these things work. So you can insulate yourself, pretend everything is fine, but eventually they will come for you too. You look at the various countries around the world that these things have happened to. It doesn't matter how much money you have, because that value will drop, or maybe the government will come take over your company and say, now you work for us. And your money may be worth less because of inflation or the just complete collapse. I've been to countries where their currency collapsed during my time in the military. And yeah, I mean, people suffered. So it doesn't matter how much money you have. You can only insulate yourself so much and pretend things aren't happening. And you may say, why do I say that about we're already at tyranny? Well, there are many reasons, and I'm going to list a lot, but I'm going to make it very clear up front, is that if your government does not use deadly force on people raiding into your country, they don't defend those borders, but they'll use deadly force to collect your taxes, to enforce unconstitutional laws, then traitors have taken over your country and taken control of your government, and it's now tyranny. They want to control you. I said that the other night. It's not about money, because they have money. If you already have a surplus of something, why would you want more? They print it up every day. They print up as much as they want. They don't even need to take your tax money. The reason why they take your tax money is to try to control you. The less money you have, the less freedom you have, right? The more you depend on the system. So it's not about that. They can print more money if they want it. They can put more zeros on the deficit. They can do these things. They don't. They take your money, right? What they want you to do is just to shut up, eat your cricket, drink your glass of soy milk, tuck your penis, go get in the cage, and let the drag queen read you a story. That's what they want you to do. Okay, they want to control you. Let's look at the various agencies that have been weaponized and armed, because this is going to blow your mind. I know the haters are already saying this is clickbait. We're not in martial law. Well, listen to this and tell me if you think, after I tell you these things, do you think we're in martial law or not? The IRS has stockpiled 4,500 guns, 5 million rounds of ammunition, 621 shotguns, 539 sniper rifles, and 15 submachine guns. The Veteran Affairs, the VA, the people that whenever you've been injured during your time in service, and you can go over there and try to get help, they tell you to go screw off. They bought 11 million rounds of ammunition. That's equivalent to 2,800 rounds per each of their officers, along with camouflage, riot helmets and shields, specialized image enhancement devices, and tactical lights for their firearms. The USDA, the Department of Agriculture, they bought thousands of 40 caliber submachine guns. To do what? Check stakes? You bought submachine guns, 40 caliber? The U.S. Department of Agriculture, the same people that want you to go register the garden, your tomato garden in the backyard. The Department of Health and Human Services acquired 4 million rounds of ammo, in addition to 1,300 guns, including 5 submachine guns and 189 automatic firearms. The EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, owns 600 guns. And the Smithsonian, the Smithsonian now employs 620 armed special agents. The Social Security Administration secured 800,000 rounds of ammunition for their special agents, as well as body armor, guns, night vision goggles. Yeah. These various agencies have been weaponized, militarized. Civilian forces which look like, dress like, act like, train like, and armed with guns like, and ammunition, military style equipment just like the military. And oh yeah, they're authorized to make arrests and are trained in military tactics. So they don't need to get the Marine Corps out here on the streets. They've got way more than that, right? You would think, hearing these numbers and these type of weapons, that this would be the FBI, the U.S. Marshal Service. No, these are Smithsonian. Dude, hell, the U.S. Postal Service. Yeah, the U.S. Postal Service has a tactical team. Look, they're lining up outside of a house. This guy actually went and put a piece of mail in his neighbor's box, and that's a crime. I'm just kidding. That's not what happened here. I don't really know what's happening here, but this is the USPS with tactical gear, stacked, ready to do some CQB, some breaching in a freaking subdivision. Yeah, this is not a made-up photo. This is real. Federal agents armed with guns, ammo, military-style equipment can make arrests. Training military tactics has tripled. The amount of these guys have tripled. And again, I brought the Marine Corps. Non-DoD federal employees with firearms, 200,000 of them. Talking about the IRS too. And the Marine Corps has 186,000 Marines on active duty. Yeah, they have more than the Marine Corps, right? The IRS, the people that killed Bill Cooper. and you may not believe me. You may say this guy's full of it. Well, how about we pull up Forbes? Forbes ain't gonna lie about this. Traditional and regulatory U.S. agencies continue to stockpile guns, ammo, and military-style equipment. And this is even saying under President Trump. Look at these various federal government agencies. Of course, there's a smear article on Trump as well. Smithsonian Institution. Guarding pandas at the National Zoo is expensive. Right? Department of Homeland Security here, 259,000 firearms. That's not including TSA, which they don't disclose how much they have. So all these people, all these agencies, the IRS, right? 2,159 special agents spent $21 million on guns, ammo, military-style equipment between fiscal years 2006 and 2019. They usually stockpiled 4,500 guns, 5 million rounds of ammunition. So let's make this clear, guys. We have agencies being supplied with night vision equipment, body armor, hollow points, shotguns, drones, assault weapons, sniper rifles, gas cannons, Smithsonian, U.S. Mint, Health and Human Services, IRS, FDA, the FDA. We're going to talk about them in a moment. Small Business Administration, Social Security Administration, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, the people that you listen on the radio talking about if it's going to rain or not. Those guys have a tactical team too. Why? Education Department, Energy Department, Bureau of Engraving and Printing and Minting, and a lot of public universities that are funded by the government as well. The Constitution is being attacked by all these various agencies, and their authority has grown significantly, right? It was just yesterday that OSHA, Occupational Safety, if you remember, they were going to mandate and enforce you to take something. And if you didn't, you weren't going to be able to eat. You weren't going to be able to get paid. You weren't going to be able to work your job. That was just yesterday. I want to show you a clip from a channel, Mr. Guns and Gear. Cool guy. Recommended. He put this video out today. Armed ATF agents going door to door to seize a forced reset trigger. Huh? They're making house calls for this?
Hey, there you go. Hey, sir, how you doing? I'm looking for Christopher.
He's not here right at the moment. He's
Okay.
at work.
All right, cool. So my name's Mike. I'm with ATF. You don't need to see my lottery tickets. I'm with ATF. All right. He's on a list
You don't need to see my lottery tickets, this guy.
of some devices that he purchased from
We want to hear your jokes.
firearms that he should not.
Hey, today.
Dadgum. Let me pull this real quick. Why would they put a commercial in the middle of that? Anyway, let me play through this commercial real quick and I'll put it back up. All right, here you go.
But after this point, though, he's on notice as knowing that he's not supposed to have it. So
Okay. So my name's Mike. I'm with ATF. You don't need to see my lottery tickets. I'm with ATF. All right. He's on a list of some devices that he purchased for firearms that he should not
go on. So if he gets caught with it after this point, though, he's on notice as knowing that he's not supposed to have it. So
Okay. Are you his father or?
Yeah.
Can I get your name, sir?
Nope, you can't get my name. That's all I said. So like I mentioned earlier, you guys remember me just talking about last month ago, 2 months ago, I asked you for your help to reach out using a form to reach out to your congressman about the FDA. They also armed up as well. But they just freaking today said this. FDA says, no, we don't have to listen to you peasants. So all these congressmen went up there, the NPA, Black Force supplements, they all went to Washington to fight this thing. And FDA says, no, peasants, no public hearing on NMN, response to congressional request. Said, nope, we don't have to listen to you peasants. And so I was actually very happy to see this. A congressman here in South Carolina, Anderson, actually went to go fight for NMN. And he says the Food Drug Administration today flatly rejected a specific request by Representative Jeff Duncan from Anderson, South Carolina, a leading member of the House Energy and Commerce Committee, to hold a public hearing on agency's position on NMN. FDA stated that a public comment period would be sufficient. So you can go put it on the website where they're not going to even pay you any attention, despite the fact that NMN is widely used ingredient by thousands of natural products that Americans enjoy daily. And I'm going to tell you why that's so important, but in a moment. But look at this in the article. This is yet another demonstration that the agency views the dietary supplement industry and the millions of Americans who use the supplement every day as second-class citizens. That's exactly what this is. They denied a public hearing. They forgot. These agencies, Washington, these people have forgot who they work for. They think we are their peasants, their slaves. They control us. And it's the other way around. We're in charge of them. They forgot. We need to remind them who we are and who they are. Okay. And so I was blown away to see this, but just to flat out just tell you to go to hell, that, we don't have to hear you. We'll deny. We don't want to hear your voices, because that's what it was. We go up there and ask or tell them, say our opinion. And the reason why the NMN thing is even a big deal is because, if you don't know what that is, you haven't seen my videos before, nicotinamide mononucleotide, it is life-changing anti-aging supplement. And like I always say, they don't want you healthy, right? They can't make money off you if you're healthy. But if you're sick, they can give you all kinds of drugs to fix you that cost thousands of dollars in insurance, and then you become a slave to that system as well. And you can't fight back if you're sick either, right? You can't lead a revolution if you're sick and in bed. So they obviously don't want you strong and fit and healthy. NMN is a life-changing anti-aging supplement. I call it the limitless pill. I say it all the time. But it is something that is in your body already. NAD plus is something that's in your body already. NMN is a precursor to NAD plus. So it helps the cellular process. And as we age, NAD levels drop. Okay. So it has been proven it's one of the most science studied supplement there is. It will take off 10 to 20 years per tons of clinical studies, like at the molecular level. So it actually makes you younger. I love it. I mean, it changed my physique, my cognitive ability, everything. It helps with cellular energy production, DNA repair, anti-aging, obviously, neuroprotective properties, so you don't get dementia. So it is why you can see why they don't want you to have this stuff, because they don't want a bunch of warriors out there that's healthy. And it's been approved as a supplement, just like the pistol brace. Oh yeah, you can go buy the pistol brace. All of a sudden now you can't. You're going to get put in jail for having the pistol brace now. Oh, I know we told you could buy it for the past 10 years, but now you can't buy it. They're doing the same thing with NMN. And what they're going to do is Big Pharma. They're in bed with Big Pharma. They're trying to make it where you can't buy it. Only get a prescription through your doctor. That's going to cost $20,000, $30,000, just like they do everything else. How many of you guys are on medication that you have to get from your doctor that if you didn't have insurance, there's no way you could possibly pay it? Why? That makes you a slave to the system. You have to go to work. You have to go work for someone else. You can't go homestead because you need the insurance, because you need this medicine to survive, right? And so whenever I've talked to Black Force Supplements, I don't promote many people, but I do love these guys because they went to Washington. They're people that go fight for things. And so I asked them that if they would do a deal for tonight, because I'm talking about these things. And don't worry, we got a lot more in this video. This isn't it. We got a lot more to go through. But anyway, I just wanted to segue real quick. They're doing a deal, buy two, get one free. This stuff's expensive, so you can stock up. I wanted to give opportunity to stock for these people, my followers, to stock up, because if they try to make it illegal, you have it. And Black Force Supplements is going to fight to the end, they said, and that they're going to I want my people to be able to keep it in stock before they have agents kicking down Black Force Supplements, warehouse or something to stop them from selling it. So I'll put the link below. You can grab some, but to me, it's life-changing. It's one of the most life-changing supplements. That and Turkesterone is what I like. That's what I take. Helps tremendously. And just a few of my followers here, Zen, he says, I can vouch for NMN. I'm more alert. My mood is better, more upbeat. I can get some great weightlifting workouts. Then my energy comes right back afterwards. I took it about a week to really notice the results. Goats to Sheep says, NMN is the real deal. I run 2 small businesses and have to do most of the work, and also a homestead, 4 kids at home, so I need the clean energy to get it done. Not just improve energy, but healing and restoration. I'm 40 and no more aches and pains, but the endurance gets done. And then another guy here, Brian of KE, or I guess K of KE. And if you guys are on right now, chime in. He says, Mr. Richland, I've commented before about NMN, and I wanted to thank you again for bringing it to my attention. I'm a nurse currently, but worked 20 years as a paramedic. Both of my shoulders were shot. I couldn't even scratch my nose, my right hand. I tried everything except surgery, which is mostly a scam. It is. Within a few hours, I felt a big difference. I've been taking NMN for 3 months now. I'm swimming a mile a week now, and I can lift both arms, free range of motion, almost back to normal. Starting weight training next week. It changed my life. Thank you so much. And from one family man to another, thank you for what you do. Yeah. And yeah, man, a buddy of mine actually, he hit me today too, thanking me because he got on. And this is the thing, like, I wouldn't tell you something. I'm telling you because it helped me, right? I mean, I'm 43 years old and I'm in the best shape of my life, and this is terrible lighting here. I don't even have a pump here. I'm about to work out. But the thing is, it helped me tremendously. And I want to help you because we need all these warriors here in today's time, because you see these government agencies, right? So I'll put the link again so you guys can check it out and stock up. You're going to get 2, get 1 free. So $100 free. Anyway, so then we have the IRS guys. The IRS, I mean, they're some of the most corrupt. Okay. We had this guy here. Okay. This guy here, he was one of the IRS whistleblowers in the Biden. He was investigating the Bidens. Okay. And how this even went down, guys. Hunter Biden was tied to some freaking porn website overseas. The IRS was investigating that website. They find Hunter Biden's involved in it. Then they started investigating him because all these other shady things. We got Burisma, we got China. And then there's the big guy, Dad, on all these messages. So this guy right here, who they called a right-wing extremist, smeared his name. Turns out he's a gay registered Democrat who was just trying to do his freaking job. He was just trying to do his job. But they call him a right-wing extremist. This guy. Because he was trying to do his freaking job. So the IRS, 2 agents trying to do their job. The DOJ comes in, the Gestapo, gets him kicked off the case, brushes it under the rug, and acts like nothing happened. And this is where we're at. So I do want to know what your thoughts are, because we have a weakened military now, guys. We have a very weak military. And they're fine with that. They're fine with it being weak. But we have all these amped up agencies, these guys that are out here infringing on our rights, pushing these unconstitutional things, trying to take things away from us, coming to our doors, telling us they don't have to hear our voices, right? And enforce tyranny on citizens. This is what martial law looks like. And if you tell me this is clickbait, you're full of shit too, because this is martial law. It doesn't have to be the military police out here. They don't need it. They can slip this on in. When a government disregards constitutional freedom and imposes it through military force, whether it's the military or not, this is what martial law is. And they're doing martial law without the government even having to declare it. We're there. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I want to know. What do you think? Also, I'll put the link for NMN. Stock up. Change your life like it changed mine. And thanks, Black Force Supplements, for doing that. And thanks for fighting the fight. A lot of people talk it, but you guys walk it. And again, let me know your thoughts on this. Stay frosty, stay strapped, stay dangerous.